Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show, and welcome to another episode of a Calligraphy 101 video. This is connections. So, everyone is always confused when it comes to connections. So, I'm gonna give you a good representation of all of the letters connected to all of the other letters. This is going to take a while. I have about an hour and 45 minutes to do this. Hopefully, I will be able to get that down. So, because each one of these is a baseline, I'm going to double it, and I'm going to kind of go over what I'm thinking. So, yesterday, yesterday we learned most of the basic strokes, and today we're going to connect those strokes to each other, and these are all of the weird strokes, as I like to call them. So we're going to learn those today. The first connection that I can think of is the letter A. So the letter A is an upstroke, an oval, and an underturn. And then if you connect it to an A, you're going to do an oval right inside of that upstroke, the underturn, and then another underturn. Simple, right? Okay, let's do a B. So a B is an upstroke, an ascending stem loop, an underturn, and a connection stroke. When we're going into an oval, we want to cut it off right in the middle of that X height. So when we do it, it should look, I'm going to double the X height here so you can see. Upstroke, ascending stem loop, underturn, and then we're going to cut it off right about there. So right in the middle of that X height, okay? And then we're going to go jump over one parallelogram, up, over, around, down, and up. And then hide that join in that underturn. Okay? Up, over, around, down, and out. There we go. And this will happen if you do anything that you can think of that starts with the letter O or A. I need a reference sheet. So any letter that has an oval, so an A, a C, a D, an E, a G, an O, a P, a Q. Okay? So B into an O, a B into a D, a B into a Q, and a B into a G. Okay, so you're kind of stopping that connection from going all the way up to the X height. And then we have the B into an overturn. So you'll find this on letters like M and N and then we have the B into a Y, a V. So we have a V, B into a Y. Okay. Kind of a weird connection. Okay, drop 2 down. Or then we have the B into an X and the B into a Z. So, those are some of the weird strokes. And then we go into the next letter. We have C. So the C into an M or a C into an N. Looks like that. And then we have a C into a Y, into a V, or a C into a Y, or a C into an X, or a C into a Z. Those are some pretty common uses. So, then we have the E. So we have the E into an M, the E into an N. Then we have the E into a V, an E into a Y. They use that same almost double underturn going on. And then we have the E into an X and the E into a Z. Okay. The next one is the K. The K is pretty difficult. Come up from the baseline, around and in, out, down, up, and down. That would be a K into an M. We have the K into an N. The K into a Y, into a V. K into a Y. K into an X, and a K into a Z. So you see that these are all based off of these basic strokes. So the connection into an oval, into an overturn, the connection into an underturn, the connection into an X, or the K into an overturn, the K into a double underturn, and the K into an X. These are the weird ones. Everything else you can stop at the baseline and come up with an upstroke. So letters like V. V is a compound curve with a connection stroke if you want to go into an M, or a V into an N. We see that same one right there. Then we're going to do a V into a Y, or a V into a Y, or a V into an X, or a V into a Z. So we can see these inside of this. You can see that double underturn right there. We can see that up, over, and down right there. And we can see that X right there. And that X and the Z right there. So, okay. W is the same way as V. W, connection stroke into an overturn, into an M. W, something's underneath my paper. What is happening? There. Okay, sorry about that. So the W into a V, a W into a Y, a W into an X, or a W into a Z. And we can see all of those same, that overturn, the O into a Y, and the X. The last one that I want to talk about is the O. The O looks two ways. So you can do an upstroke, an oval, and a connection stroke into an overturn, which would make an M. Or an N, into a Y or into an X or into a Z. Now the other way to do an O is you come up to the quarter height, back down to the baseline, up around, and then through. This is a very popular version of the O. To the M, up, around, into the N, or the V, or the Y, or the X, or the Z. As long as you take it slowly, you can do them all pretty much the same. They all have that same characteristic, coming up, over, and down. Up, over, and up. Up, down, and up. This one up, around, and in. So these are pretty much all of the weird connections. Everything else comes right up to the X, up to the X height or the baseline. So I'm gonna go to randomwordgenerator.com. So if you're looking for specific words, you can go to thefreedictionary.com and you can do words that start with B. And it will give you all of the words that start with B. You can search Google for words that start with B, and then the freedictionary.com word that starts with B, and then you can search. You guys can't see what I'm looking at. Oh no. Capture display. Okay, so you can go to Google, type in words that start with, and then go to the freedictionary.com. This is what it looks like. You can do words that start with B, or you can do words that end with B, and then click the little arrow, and it will show you all of the words that start with B. And over here you can see that it goes 8765 letters long, so we can see all of the words that start or end with that letter. And sometimes I like to do weird combinations, words that have BX inside them, and you can see there aren't very many of them, so I try and find real words. Sometimes you can click Scrabble, and it will give you like real words to you see, but not with BX in them. So this is a really wonderful resource if you're trying to find words that start with, end with, contain, or unscribble. There you go. I hope that helps. So, let me see. Random word generator. So, you can go to randomwordgenerator.com, and then you can select a first letter. I usually start with like B, because there's always so many different words that you might not know how to play with them. So this word is brick. So we're going to write the word brick. So we're going to have an upstroke, an ascending stem loop, an underturn, a connection stroke, an R stroke, underturn, and underturn. Only going to go to a quarter away because the next letter is a C. So we're going to go jump over, up, over, around, and out. Do a little tittle. Ascending stem loop. Hard downstroke. K loop. Out and up. And there we have the word brick. How about that? Okay, let's look for letters that have E in them. Okay, we're going to do the word estimate. So, estimate would be upstroke, E stroke, all the way up, and S stroke, upstroke, underturn, underturn, a reverse compound curve, tittle, overturn, compound curve, short compound curve, because the next letter is an oval, oval, underturn, underturn, short underturn, and an E stroke, cross. And there we have the word estimate. And we can see how each of these letters is evenly spaced throughout the word. Okay, next letter is K. K is the worst. I don't know who invented the K. I think they should be fired. Alright, thank goodness. This is an easy word. The word is knit. So we're going to start with an upstroke, ascending stem loop, a K loop, out, down, and over. So we're doing that out, down, up, and out, and down stroke. So we're going to do a compound curve, and a underturn, underturn, a cross, and a tittle. And there we have the word knit. I spaced out the T a little bit too far, but okay, let's do one more of the K's. Kidnap. K. Let's do a different word. Knot. So a knot is another one. It's a K into an N, so ascending stem loop, K, and then out, down, up, down, up, down, up, oval, connection stroke, underturn, with a cross. And there we have the word not, or cannot, as I like to say it. Okay. Let's do another word. Let's start with a V. Let's do the word video. So video is a compound curve, a connection stroke, an underturn, a tittle, an oval, an ascending stem loop, an E stroke, and an oval with a connection stroke. And there we have the word video. So as you see, we're taking all of these little strokes and we're putting them together to create words. Okay. The next word we're going to learn is X. So X-ray is the first one that comes up. So, X is an X stroke, a C stroke, a dash, an upstroke, R, underturn, oval, reverse compound curve, and I totally spelled that wrong. X R A. This is going to be a double underturn, descending upstroke, X-ray. There we go. Checking my time. Am I even live? I don't even know. Okay, I'm live. Good. Ooh. Okay, so let's do the letter V. V. Let's drop 2 down, mark it off the next side. Veil. So V is a compound curve. Because we're going into an oval, we're going to stop at the quarter. We're going to go into an E stroke, an underturn, and an ascending stem loop with an underturn and a tittle. And we have veil. Another one is valid, so compound curve, connection stroke, oval, underturn, ascending stem loop, ooh, almost lost it there, underturn, oval, ascending stem loop, underturn, tittle. Don't notice my little mistake there. But as we take these little tiny bits and we put them together, we can form words. Isn't that exciting? I want to do words that contain MM. Oh, I don't want like like 12 long letter words. Okay, here's a fun one. Glimmer. G A upstroke oval, descending stem loop, upstroke, ascending stem loop, reverse compound curve, overturn, double overturn, overturn, compound curve, E stroke, R stroke, underturn, tittle. There we have the word glimmer. Okay, let's try a shorter word. Okay, so would be an upstroke, an underturn, a reverse compound curve, an overturn, a double overturn, overturn, and a compound curve. Okay. Okay, so the next one I'm going to do is H to Y. So W, a Y would be a W upstroke, underturn, underturn, connection stroke, ascending stem loop, double compound curve, descending stem loop upstroke. Shy is a upstroke, an S stroke, upstroke, ascending stem loop, double compound curve, descending stem loop, upstroke. Hype, upstroke, ascending stem loop, double compound curve, descending stem loop, upstroke, descending stem loop, reverse oval, upstroke, E stroke. There we have hype. So there we go. Double compound curve. What's another really good? Okay, L Y. Fly. So we have an upstroke, ascending stem loop, hard downstroke, reverse descending stem loop, upstroke, ascending stem loop, double underturn, descending stem loop, upstroke. There we have a double underturn. Trying to find real words. Oh, my brother just commented on a photo. Only. Okay, so only is upstroke, oval, connection stroke into an overturn, compound curve, ascending stem loop, double underturn, descending stem loop, upstroke. Get that in a second. Okay, so does anybody have any words that they would like me to write? Otherwise, I'm just gonna go through randomword.com and do some words that start with ly in there. Let's see. How about OX? OX. So an ox would be upstroke O into an X, or an upstroke oval connection stroke into an X stroke and a C stroke. Okay, here we go. Foxy. A upstroke, ascending stem loop, hard downstroke, descending stem loop, upstroke, oval, connection stroke into an X, C stroke into a Y, or a double underturn into a descending stem loop, and an upstroke. Kind of difficult. Okay. Of course, you can always do it this way too. Upstroke, ascending into a descending, upstroke, O into an X, C into a Y, something like that. I wonder if there's any words that have V and X in them. VX. Ooh, there's none in there. I mean, it's always good to know. Oh. Hello, the goat girl. How are you doing? Oxymoron. O into an X. X into a Y. Descending stem loop. Overturn. Overturn. Double compound curve. Oops. O X Y M oval R stroke under double compound double underturn. No. M M-O-R, oval, sorry, oval, O-X-Y, M-O-R-O, connection stroke into an N, and a compound curve. Whew. Talk about a hard one. Gee Louise, Christmas. You're good, I'm good. Okay, so let's see, what about oxtail? So I'm gonna try the oval, connection stroke into an X, C into an up, and then an underturn, oval, underturn, underturn, ascending stem loop, underturn, cross, tittle, oxtail. Alright, so what about K to a V? Oh, there's a couple of words. I don't know what a mikvah is, but that's as close as we're gonna get. Overturn, overturn, compound curve, underturn, ascending stem loop, K loop, and then we're gonna go from a K into a V, so we're gonna go up, down, and up. And then a V into an oval, connection stroke, T, underturn, cross. Well, there's all kinds of letters that don't make sense. Aviary. Aviary. An A to a V. So an A would be an upstroke, an oval, and then we're going to do a double underturn. Connection stroke, underturn, oval, double underturn, descending stem loop, upstroke. We can see that there's two double underturns in this word. Aviary. Sorry, thank you. I was like, what's an aviary? I'm not very well lived, I'm sorry. Why is this doing this? Oh no. What the hell is going on? Video capture.
This is a reminder. 3 p.m.
There. Shut up. I need to do my pills. The transform, edit, 250, 200. Oh, this stupid thing. Looks like it's good from the bottom. Okay, then that can go over there, and then that can go way up there. Nobody needs to see that. There we go. You're good now. Alright, go take your pills. Upstroke, descending stem loop, reverse oval, upstroke, underturn, ascending stem loop, underturn, ascending stem loop, underturn, S stroke, upstroke. Pills! Okay, I'll be right back. Water takes so long to warm up. Oh my god. You won't believe what Brock did yesterday. Is it a nice thing? I hope it's a nice thing. And not like a bad thing, because we all know how last year went, okay? He bought a 6-pack of gin. He did. You could have bought them from me. No, I'm just kidding. You get definitely. Those are the pens that you want if you want to put staining inks in there, because they're just the crappiest pen. But like, you can take them apart and clean them good. And like, I have like 6 or 7 for sale, and they've all got nibs on them, so some of them work. But like, I wouldn't take them apart too often, because they kind of break. They're very fragile. Good, I'm so glad. Anyway, is there any comments, questions, or concerns about these strokes? We have the connection stroke CEFI, KOPRSTX, or Z. We have the reverse compound curve, double overturn, double underturn, and double compound curve. B, B O V or W strokes, C strokes, E strokes, K strokes. Any questions? And dang, I had known you were Celia. Had them cut through Instagram. No, it's almost curse except for the X, the R, the T, and the B. Everyone always thinks it's so difficult to do like a W to R. W to R is like the curse of the werewolf. Upstroke, underturn, underturn, connection stroke into a foot, into an overturn, straight up, and an R stroke. Or you can do a upstroke, underturn, underturn, connection stroke, R stroke, underturn. So I try and make it as small of a little connection stroke as possible. This is very exaggerated. Don't do that. I usually do this when it's the very last letter of the word. Because if you were to go into an I, it just looks weird. So, maybe don't do that one. This one is good. The second one is better, yeah. What was the other ones? The X, the R, so the upstroke, the R stroke, and an underturn. That's an R. And you could put this on just about anything. It's those really tricky ones. The stroke and the double and the X and the K and the N and the X. So, you know, the B and the O and the K. Very difficult. But this is why calligraphy is great, because you get to slow down, take your time, learn how to spell. My spelling is not so good, even though I'm from English. Sorry if I offended anyone. I'm really good at it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am gonna go get ready for din. So almost like cursive except for the X, T, and the B. Who did I learn calligraphy from? I learned calligraphy from Becca Cortese at the Happy Ever Crafter. But then I learned from Paul Antonio. He teaches the type of calligraphy that I teach. But they never teach you about these shapes. Never. In all of their teachings, they never teach you about the connections to get you from one letter into the other. They just want you to practice the same thing over and over. Well, I don't have time for that. I want people to learn the first day how to do the connections so that way they can start connecting letters to each other. That was the purpose of today's main video. So do I have just the strokes? No, I don't. Okay. No. Crap. So the main difficult connection strokes are B to an N, underturn, B to an X or a Z, the C to an N, C to a V, C to an X, E to an N, E to a V or a Y, E to an X or a Z, the K into an M or an N, K into a V or a Y, K into an X or a Z, and you can do these from almost any letter. The reverse compound curve, double overturn, double underturn, double compound curve. Everything else you can pretty much use the basic alphabet, the basic strokes. Upstroke, hard downstroke, overturn, underturn, compound curve, ascending stem loop, descending stem loop, reverse descending stem loop, connection stroke, C, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. There. Those are all of the strokes that you need to learn calligraphy. Easy, right? Oh, I forgot one. The oval. Forgot one. Can't do anything without an oval. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I've got for today. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope that you learned something. Yeah, give it a shot. Give it a try. Try out. Use your new fountain pens. You can do this with fountain pens. You don't have to have a fancy pen. You could just have a ballpoint pen, or just like whatever fountain pen you have. Use your new Jinhao 992. Where is the do it my Jinhao 992? The problem with the Jinhao 992 is not all inks want to behave, so I have to unscrew the barrel, prime the feed, re-screw the barrel, and then try. So, I like this version, so I'm not going to write on that. But, yeah, give it a try. I will put pictures. I have put pictures of this on the Discord under the calligraphy department. So if you're interested in checking this out, go there, click on the thing, and then you can download that picture and you can reference it as much as you want. Anyway, I have to go to eat dinner now. So, that's all I got for today. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope that you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Like, comment, subscribe. Ring the little bell. Make sure it's set to all so when I upload new content, YouTube notifies you. Don't forget to check out the links in the description. And I will be back very soon with another video. So take care until then. Have a great day. Okay, bye. Uh-oh. Stupid computer. Don't do it to me. I'm busy. I don't have time.